Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Encouraging and Uplifting, another Brown King production. I am Nathaniel Thomas Fort, coming to you this morning, this early Sunday morning. I have been up for a while. I have to get up every morning on the weekends, let me correct that. On the weekends, I get up really early. During the week, I kind of get up a little later, but on the weekend, I kind of rest my husband. Normally, he's the one getting up early. When I say early, like 6:30, 7 o'clock to get the dogs fed and all the animals and all that stuff. But I take over on the weekend, so we kind of have a little, give and take kind of thing to work out for us pretty good. But it was good. I enjoy getting up early in the morning, especially on the weekends. Just kind of like my time to meditate, pray, gather myself, center myself. And that's what today has been so far. And I'm kind of going off of my beaten path this morning. I just kind of want to kind of talk to you guys about what I'm talking to myself about and working myself through this morning. As always, it is an honor to be here, to be able to talk to you guys and share things that I'm feeling and thinking and experiencing and seeing, and things that I hope will encourage and uplift other guys who are going through, who are just trying to make their way through this thing called life. Every day I find out I'm learning something new, and that's a good thing. I love that because it doesn't give me the opportunity to think that I know everything. And as you have gotten to know me through my episodes, you've seen that I'm an individual that loves knowledge, that loves being around people, experiencing and learning new things, because like I said, I think we kind of sharpen each other and make each other better by the things that we learn and go through in this life. Because I mean, there's no book or saying this is a right way and a wrong way of doing anything. I mean, we do as believers, we have the Bible to help guide us through. And we have those who came before us to help assist us through this. But something I wanted to talk to you guys about, I mean, right now, just to be honest with you, as I've always been, I'm in the season right now, or in the time right now, where I know I'm doing everything that I can do within me to move my life forward, to work, to be a better person. But I think as men, sometimes, I know for me especially, I didn't get to hear this a lot. And it is okay to not be okay. I'm gonna say it again. It is okay not to be okay. It is okay to have questions and concerns and worries and doubts. It is okay to be upset. It is okay to be mad. It is okay to feel whatever you're feeling in this life. And as men, I don't think we have been told that. We have been told, be tough, be fearful, be brave. And I think even in all of those things, you can still be, not sure of what you're doing or where you're going or what you're about to do. But I think we need to understand that at the same time, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel broken and to be broken. It is okay to be a victim. It is okay to be mad at everything that you have gone through, every person that has hurt you in your life. But I think the difference between being okay for a time frame is knowing what you're going to do next. And it's okay to not know that. It's okay to kind of be moving as you're going through the process, or to be moving as you're trying to get that understanding, that healing, that clearance, that weight lifted off of your shoulder. It is okay. When I read books, and in my office, I think we house all of the books that we read. me and my husband. And I want to say, I'm just guessing. One day I'm going to take the time and count them. I'm sure there's close to about 300 to 500 books in this room. You may not see them all. If you look to my left, if you're able to see me through this episode, you can see some of them lined up with the plants on top of them. There's more going across the room. We believe that knowledge is power. Both of us are individuals that grew up in the South, and we may not had access to all of those books, or just had what we had in our at home, like the encyclopedia. Now this is showing my age. We had the chocolate brown, and kind of like the green and light green encyclopedias growing up. We did have this small little library. It stayed closed more than it stayed open. So the point I'm making is, resources wasn't there a lot. I mean, for us to go and read and, get to know things and all of that stuff. And even in education, when I look back at it now, growing up in Alabama and the education in Alabama, it wasn't up to par. I'm just being honest. So things that I've learned, I had to take the initiative to learn from my mistakes, learn from those who came before me, and even those who are around me now, and the reading and training that I did for myself through jobs, through going to college, and even outside of college. There was a lot of reading I had to do, so I would be a little bit more informed, and traveling and meeting people, so I would be a little bit more informed about the thing called life, or just information, period. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, I was just kind of thinking and meditating today and praying. And there's a lot of things that is on my mind and on my heart. And I'm like, Nathaniel, you are not going to find a cure for whatever today. And it's okay. You may not get the answers or the door to open that you want right there at that moment. But keep trusting the process. Keep trusting that your life on this earth, there's more to it than what you're going through. But even going through those things that you're going through, I was reading the other day that, it takes, to make diamonds, it takes pressure. For salt, pressure. Oil, to make oil, like the cooking oil, the vegetable oil, it's a process. It's pressure, it's burning, it's hardness. So I took that as all of these things that I'm going through, that we are going through, is not for no reason. It is a reason to it. It is a teaching, a healing, a process through it. And we have to trust the process. And in that, I think what hurts us, and especially me, I'm talking about me, I'm talking from me to you guys. What hurts me the most, or what challenges me the most, is that not knowing, is that waiting, is that not knowing how I'm gonna get from A to B. And that's where that faith check comes in. That's where the assurance comes in. That's where that okay with not being okay comes in. And trusting that you're gonna land okay. You're gonna be okay. I use my life, my past, as an example of God taking me from 1, 2, 3, 4, and getting me through the process, and getting me through the teaching, the healing, the lessons that I need to learn to get me where I am today. I didn't just wake up and become this person. And I'm still a work in progress. I'm still figuring things out and, processing as I go. But when I think about what I didn't know then and what I know now, it didn't come overnight. It was a lot of time of not knowing. And what I've learned to do is, and I want to share with you guys is, it's what we doing in that not knowing time. What are we doing in that not okay time? How are we feeling that void? How are we feeling that time? How are we feeling that silence, or that madness, or that craziness? I've had the pleasure to be around some amazing, like kind of scary genius people. And I've had the pleasure of being around some of the most simple people in the world. When I say simple, as we look at it, simple to some, but very complex. It's what they did to keep their hands and their mind and their mouth silent. And actually, in that silence, keeping themselves busy. Um, and it's a lot of times for me, to be honest with you, it's the meditating, it's the praying, it's the reading, it's the encouraging, it's the not thinking about what is going on in my head. And I have a noisy brain. When I say by that, my husband tells me all the time, I can be laying in the bed and he's asleep and he can roll over and turn to my side and I'm just in the bed like this. He's like, if you don't shut your brain off and go to sleep, he's like, please. I'm one of those people that things are always, I can be in bed sitting there thinking about a conversation that I had where I went in too hard or I didn't go hard enough, or I'm thinking about, okay, something that needs to be rearranged or done in the kitchen. And those of you who know that I have OCD pretty bad. Like last night, he was coming in from work, and well, before he got home, and I was like, well, I'm gonna rearrange our closet. He said something to me. He's like, I was doing laundry the other day, and I couldn't figure out how to put your stuff where it needed to go. And I was like, what? And I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh. So literally, I got up yesterday evening and turned the television off. And when I do watch television, it's literally is making the noise and my mind is doing something else or thinking about something else. So I turned it off, put some music on, and got up and literally just organized my closet from light color to dark colors. Yeah, that's me. That's the craziness in my brain, but it soothed me. It got my mind from thinking about everything to got it centered to something else. And I think we are so distracted with things that are in our life that are counterproductive or things that are in our mind that are counterproductive that we lose focus on what we need to do. We lose focus on what we're doing and why we're doing it. That was something important to me because going through therapy as many years as I have, I had to ask myself those questions. What, why, how, and for how long I'm going to do this. Because I've learned that there's a cause and effect with everything. There's a cause and there's an effect. There's a reaction that we have to things. It either can be proactive or just reactive. But there's a why. And you have to figure out that why, because if you don't figure out that why, you're going to keep doing those things, or you're going to do things as a reaction of instead of a being proactive to. So I knew I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and organize the closet and separate some things and move some things from some summer things out of the main closet and move it to the secondary and third closet that we have here. So I can keep focus on what I needed today. I did that, but I didn't do it, if you get what I mean. So I really separated those things and made sure I got the sweaters and sweatshirts and, coats and gloves and mitts and all that stuff in one closet. And then all the summer stuff just kind of got put down and organized really well. And then what I saw in front of me was what I needed for now, kind of like the wear for now kind of thing. And I kid you not, I was going through and finding things. I was like, oh my God, I still have this. Oh my God, I don't even wear this anymore. So I got to separate some things, and then like some of my husband pieces ended up on my side and vice versa. So the point that I'm making out of all of this, take that time in that not being okay to put things in the categories and in the containers and in the notes, the journaling that you need to do. Because when that breakthrough happened, you need to know it happened, why it happened, am I ready for it? Do I have room for it? Am I able to walk through it? Am I equipped to do what I need to do? Because in those unsettling moments gives us the time to do what we need to do to get prepared for what God has before us. Because you got to think about it. My growing up in a rural part of Alabama and raising chickens as a child, it was my grandfather there, and gardening. He had a nice piece of land, and I'm thankful to God that I still have that land and that house to this day. We farmed. We had to plow the soil. We had to fertilize the soil. That could have been with chicken manure. That could have been with fertilizer. That could have been with whatever, composting, whatever. We had to get that land ready for what we thought, what we were hoping to procreate in the future. We couldn't just throw those seeds, those plants on hollow ground. We had to get that soil ready. We had to break up all the roots and get those roots out that didn't need to be there. We had to make sure that soil, those seeds and plants were going on good land. So for us, we got to make sure that in those unsettled times, in those uncertain times, in those hard times, in that peace time, that we prepare for not only peace, that we prepare for war. I hope you guys are getting what I'm putting down, because I was sitting here talking myself through this. There's a process for everything. And in that process, it's going to be hard. It's going to be quiet. You're going to be alone. You're going to think you're the only person on this earth when we know that there's close to 8 billion people on this earth. There's some times that things that you prayed for, cried for, went to school for, studied for, went without for, you knew as a child of God that you were going to get it and it was going to come to you and your life was going to be better than what you're going through at the time. The situation that you're in, excuse me, my allergies are killing me, and I'm in my office and I have a humidifier right here. I have one on that side. We have one in every room, literally not just for me and my allergies and asthma, but just for breathing purposes, period. Excuse me. That we understand that there's a time and a season for everything. There's a time and a season. It's the book of Ecclesiastics of the Bible. Read that. Read that. I love that chapter because it lets me know that number one, there's nothing new under this sun. There's a time for death. There's a time to be born. There's a time to reap. There's a time to sow. And that hit me this morning. In all the quietness, it's what you're doing in that time. Blessings happen in that time and we don't realize it. I take the time now to thank God for everything. The big things as well as the small things. The hard things as well as the things that come easy to me. But when I look at my life, I've learned the most from the hard things and the things that I've gone through. Lessons are taught in those quiet moments, in those hard moments. When you thought you were going to throw your hand up in the air and say, you know something, just forget everything. And I'm saying forget, but you know we may say that other word. But in that time, there's some lessons. There's some knowings that are happening. There are some aha moments. If you listen to it and pay attention to it, you will see it and feel it. And know that when you get to that moment or up on that mountaintop, you will understand every step, every situation, every challenge, every fall that you went through was to get you up on that mountain. And it's just as sure you have gotten to that mountaintop, there's another mountain you gotta climb. There's another different demons that you gotta deal with up on that mountain that you never experienced before. But I've learned in this process that God has given us all of the talent, all of the gifts that we need. We need to trust those gifts, those talents, that word, that head of protection that has been put around us. That even though I'm going through, even that I'm broken, even that I'm confused, mad, upset, not okay, I'm tired, I'm weak, I'm exhausted, I'm tired of losing, it didn't kill you. It didn't break you to the point where you couldn't put yourself back together again. It is that understanding that I'm going to be okay. It is that understanding that I'm going to make it to where I'm trying to get to. There were times in my life where I felt like I was flying a plane or on a plane, on the tarmac, ready to take off and fly to my destination. But something just kept me in that holding pattern. A lot of times I felt like I was just circling. A lot of times I was circling to the point where I ran out of fuel and had to be filled back up again. There were times when I was just like, just sitting to be sitting. But I had enough gumption in me to know that I'm gonna make it to my destination when I'm supposed to make it to my destination. I'm gonna say that again. This is gonna hit for somebody, I hope. I am gonna make it to where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing, who I'm supposed to be in a relationship with, when I'm supposed to be getting married, when I'm supposed to be having that miracle baby. When am I gonna get to that next position in my job? When the universe, when God says so. I know that's scary. I know that's terrifying. I know that angers us. But we have to try better to understand that not knowing, not having, the lack thereof, eating that same meal over and over again, eating those leftovers over and over again, getting that same amount of little check that you get, that same little hourly wage, that same degree that you have, that you've had, is okay. But that's not your final situation. That's not the final outcome of your life. That is not the end moment of your life. If you believe in something higher and know that there's something higher, the latter years are going to be better. It's what we're doing in those quiet moments. Praising God, loving yourself, uplifting yourself, encouraging yourself, meditating, teaching, praying for yourself. When that breakthrough happens, it's going to happen when it's supposed to, when it's ordained, scheduled to. But for us, it's that idle time. It's that sitting on that tarmac of taking that flight or in that situation. It's driving that same car that you don't drove for 5, 10, 15 years. It's that dealing with them same people that you've seen for so long. There is something better coming. But we have to feel that idle time. We have to understand that we have to be okay with not being okay, man. We got to be okay and not knowing all the answers. We got to be okay and not knowing that tomorrow can set you up to push you to the highest mountain, to keep you on that mountain, or get you ready for that next Goliath to climb, to fight. That is what we do in those moments. How are we sharpening our tools? How are we getting better? How are we encouraging ourselves? How are we flexing those muscles? Getting those muscles ready. Because I've seen the most strongest, courageous, conquering soldiers of this life was people that didn't get ready when it was time for battle. They were already ready. When they didn't have, when they weren't sure of, when they didn't know, when they didn't have the soldiers or the comrades to be in their circle, they were getting mentally, physically prepared. They were sharpening those tools. They were flexing those, working those muscles out. So when it happened, it was just like doing a dance, working a routine out, reciting a poem, taking a test, because they had already studied and prepped and did those flashcards and recited that and worked those problems out in their head. What I'm sharing with you is what I share with myself on a daily basis. It's not your time. It's not your season. But when it is your time and it is your season, not nothing, not no one, not even yourself can mess it up. I hope you guys have gotten something out of what I'm saying today. What I'm sharing with you guys is what I share with myself, is how I feed and teach myself that it's okay with not being okay. As men, we haven't been taught that. We haven't been told that idle time can also be that best time for your life. That idle time can be the time that you learn the most about yourself. That idle time gives you that quietness, that sterile environment, that clean environment, that peaceful environment, that restful time, that teaching time, that flexing time to get ready for what you're about to embark on. Yes, today is going to be one of my shortest messages, but I feel like it's one of the most poignant ones. What are we choosing to do in that quiet time? How are we going to get more comfortable with not being okay? I've learned that as a believer, my time on this earth is temporary. I've learned not to make permanent decisions and get comfortable in temporary situations. We know that in this life, you can have a plan, your plan can have a plan, and that plan can have a plan, and it may not go the way that you that you thought it would. But you got to be okay with that. And how are you going to bounce back? How are you going to recover? How are you going to get your point, your gifts out there to be known and happen? And my allergies are really acting up today. I'm definitely going to have to do take some medication, hit my inhaler, and do a breathing treatment today. Because the weather here in Georgia is crazy. 60s and 70s during the day. And then around 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the evening when dark comes, it drops down in the 20s. And I'm still new. We're still new to this area, so we're still, trying to get used to it and all that good stuff. But let me tell you something, it's life for me. It's part of life. Not complaining, it's just my life. Because the other side of that is not me being here and not experiencing these moments, but even through trying to breathe and deal with, allergies and all that stuff. And I do a lot of vitamins and teas and herbs and all that stuff to help keep me because if I didn't do those things, it would be worse than what it is now. But I know what it is, and I know how to remedy it. I know how to work through it now. There was times when I was younger that it crippled me. I didn't know that I could make it, and it was challenging. But as you get older, you start paying attention and listening to things and writing things down and documenting things and paying attention to your body, and you know how to, deal with it from there. But guys, once again, I hope you got something out of this message, even if it was, just, it's okay with not being okay. Take that, use that, speak to yourself with that, and teach others. It's okay with not being okay, but it's what we're doing in that time. Take care of yourselves, as I always say. Be blessed. Be a blessing too. Share this with someone. Encourage someone. Uplift someone, because this world needs it. This world needs it. These United States needed it. These states need it. These community, these households, our family needs it. We need it most of all, kings. We need it. But it's what we do when we don't know, when we're not sure, when we don't have the skill set to know. It's what we're doing during this time. I love you all. Please like, share my videos, my comments. What I'm sharing. I want to know your comments. Please follow me on Instagram on Brown King Guy, BRN King, Ken Guy. Spotify, Brown King Productions. YouTube, Nathaniel Thomas Jr. Snapchat, N_Thomas JR2 2019. TikTok at Nathaniel Thomas 40. Follow me, like, share. I want to know your comments. I want to know what you guys think. Anything you think I need to talk about or share. And like I said, my allergies are killing me today. So I would definitely be resting the rest of the day to get ready for my week that is coming. And I hope you guys do the same. Take care of yourself. Yes, I'm sanitizing like crazy. I do, to the point where like my hands are a little dry, but I keep them moisturized. But you guys, take care of yourselves. It's always a blessing to talk to you and share something with you. Like I said, one of the shortest videos, but get something out of it. I hope you all do. Take care of yourselves and know I love you. Thank you.